The snake got called the judging noodle online. She never attacks, she just stares at you in total silence, like you ruined her entire day. Coming up, 60 more facts you won't believe. Pigs are way smarter than you'd think. They talk to each other using 20 different sounds, and mother pigs actually sing to their piglets. Kinda sweet for an animal you never expected that from. Tigers are sneaky hunters. To lure prey closer, they can actually mimic the calls of other animals. Total method actor. A dog's nose print is just as unique as a human fingerprint. So technically, you could catch a criminal by their dog's nose print. A garden snail has around 25,000 teeth on its tongue, and this is the harmless creature you grew up with. Whale milk is 10 times fattier than human milk. Their calves gain up to 90 kilograms a day. Just imagine gaining that much weight daily. It takes a bee visiting 2 million flowers just to make 1 kilogram of honey. Next time you spread honey on toast, think about that. When Europeans first saw a giraffe, they figured it was some kind of camel-leopard hybrid and actually named it that. Not the most accurate naming in history. During World War I, a South African monkey actually got promoted to corporal and awarded a real medal, had a more legit career than most humans. Snakes can sleep for 3 years straight without eating a single thing, the ultimate introvert schedule. Rats showed up on Earth 48 million years before humans did, so technically this is their planet. There are around 400 different dog breeds out there today, each one with its own personality. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. Half the brain rests while the other half stays on watch for danger. There's a type of moth caterpillar that actually lives underwater and eats aquatic plants. Not exactly the life path you'd expect before becoming a moth. The animal with the biggest brain relative to its body size? The ant. Small but seriously ambitious. About 70% of all living things on Earth are bacteria. We're basically just guests here. Black sea perch are almost all female when they're young, but by age 5 they completely switch sex. Nature clearly doesn't do labels. Sharks are basically immune to cancer. Scientists are still trying to figure out why. A starfish can literally push its own stomach out of its body to digest food outside itself. Sounds like a horror movie, but it's real. The animal that can go the longest without water? The rat. Longer than a camel even. A mole can dig a tunnel 76 meters long in a single night. Nature's own excavator. A black widow spider can eat up to 20 other spiders in a day. Serious turf war going on there. When food's scarce, a tapeworm can lose up to 95% of its own body weight and still survive. In ancient Egypt, baboons were actually trained to serve at the dinner table. The original waiter with a tail. Boiling an ostrich egg hard takes a full 40 minutes. Forget a quick 5-minute breakfast. Sloths spend 75% of their lives asleep, living the dream honestly. Hummingbirds physically cannot walk. They either fly or perch. That's it. Moths don't even have a stomach. They survive purely on reserves they built up as caterpillars. When Europeans arrived in Australia, they asked Aboriginal people about these weird jumping animals. The answer was kangaroo, which actually just meant, I don't understand, and that's how the name stuck around to this day. Here's an easy way to tell a predator from prey. Predators have forward-facing eyes to lock onto their target. Prey animals have eyes on the sides of their head to spot danger coming. Next time you look at an animal's eyes, you'll instantly know which one it is. Bats are the only mammal that can actually fly, not just glide. Grasshopper blood is white. Lobster blood is blue. Red blood isn't exactly the universal standard in nature. Penguins can jump over 1.5 meters straight up. Pretty wild for something that looks so clumsy on land. Chimpanzees are the only animals besides humans that can recognize themselves in a mirror. That's basically self-awareness. Elephants and humans are the only mammals that can stand on their heads. Weird club, but hey, it checks out. Crocodiles actually swallow rocks on purpose so they can dive deeper. Built-in ballast. Polar bears can run up to 40 kilometers per hour. Don't even think about outrunning one in a car. A chameleon can shoot its tongue out to a distance equal to half its own body length. And its eyes rotate independently. It can literally look in 2 directions at once without moving its head. Nature's own periscope. An electric eel can generate up to 1,200 volts. That's enough to power 6 100-watt light bulbs at once, a literal living battery. Ferrets sleep up to 20 hours a day. Serious competition for the title of laziest animal on Earth. In France, pigeons are actually called flying rats. Harsh but fair. A tiger's stripes aren't just in its fur, its skin underneath is striped too, so even a shaved tiger would still be striped. Garfish have green bones. One of the weirdest facts on this entire list. Goats have rectangular pupils, and some hoofed animals have pupils shaped almost like a heart. Nature was clearly experimenting. Giraffes have the biggest heart and the highest blood pressure of any land animal. Makes sense. That blood has to travel a long way up. Antarctic fish blood can handle temperatures as low as minus 1.7 degrees without freezing. They basically have natural antifreeze running through their veins. A whale's heart beats only 9 times per minute, slower than a human in deep sleep. The longest recorded chicken flight lasted 13 seconds. Not the most impressive record, but a record nonetheless. A leafcutter ant can carry loads 50 times heavier than its own body weight. If humans could do that, we'd be lifting cars over our heads. An adult whale can inhale 2,400 liters of air in just 2 seconds. One breath and its lungs are completely full. If a bat ever heard its own echolocation call at full volume, it would go deaf. So right before it calls out, its ear muscles automatically tense up to protect its own hearing. A single beehive can house anywhere from 20,000 to 60,000 bees, and the queen lays almost 1,500 eggs a day, living up to 2 years. An entire city run by one queen. A caterpillar actually has more muscles in its body than a human does, around 4,000 of them. A single chickadee can feed its chicks up to 1,000 times a day. Talk about a packed schedule. In ancient Egypt, the biggest threat to crops wasn't locusts or beetles, it was hippos, not the enemy you'd expect on a farm. A female armadillo can actually delay giving birth for up to 2 years if she's under stress. Nature's own family planning. The ocean sunfish can lay up to 5 million eggs in a single spawning, the most fertile vertebrate on the planet. A snail moves at roughly 1.5 millimeters per second. You really can't get much slower than that. Tigers have 5 toes on their front paws and 4 on their back paws. Their claws can grow up to 8 to 10 centimeters long. Serious weaponry. A flea can jump 33 centimeters in a single leap. If a human could jump with that same relative power, we'd be clearing 213 meters in one jump. A cat that falls from the 12th floor actually survives more often than one that falls from the 7th. Falling from a greater height gives the cat time to level out its body and relax before impact, and a relaxed body absorbs the shock way better than a tense one. Physics that basically breaks logic. If you made it this far, you clearly love weird animal facts as much as I do. Smash that like button if even one fact blew your mind. Drop a comment with your favorite one. I read every single one. And hit subscribe so you don't miss the next batch, because there's a lot more coming.